You guys can choose to believe me, or you can choose to dismiss this message, but I came across a video which belonged to the communist YouTube channel. And it's the actual YouTube channel for the Communist Party that exists here in our country. And the title of that party is the Revolutionary Communist of America. That's what it's called, Revolutionary Communist of America. And in this video, what I heard was absolutely crazy. Right beneath our noses, they are organizing an uprising here in this country. And make no mistake about it, they fully intend to organize this uprising, to take over this country, to take over the government. And they have a plan on how they want to achieve this. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to win. I'm definitely not saying that they're going to achieve their aim. I don't believe that at all. But it's what it's going to lead to that concerns me. You see, what they said is the way their uprising is going to look like is pretty much the same thing we saw back in the summer of 2020 during the George Floyd uprising, George Floyd riots.
We did see a glimpse of revolutionary potential in this country in the summer of 2020. Let's imagine another scenario like the upsurge of the George Floyd movement, where millions and millions of people are pouring into the streets from coast to coast. But instead of a spontaneous uprising, we're talking about an organized uprising, a coordinated general strike action that has units of workers that have been preparing for it in every industry and every workplace, that are organized as units preparing to do something more than just paralyze industry, to do something more than just bring society to a halt.
In those riots, where it took place and across the nation, 20 or more American lives were lost. Now, if they intend to organize this uprising, which they do, and when they act on it, can you imagine the lives, American innocent lives, that are going to be lost? And they intend to imitate what occurred during the George Floyd riots?
More than that. It's hot. Bro, it's
What they said is that if they can at least inspire 30,000 people to join their political party, the Revolutionary Communist of America Party, if they can convince 30,000 people to join them, and those 30,000 people recruit 30-fold more, 30 times more people into their party, what they said is that they will have nearly 1 million people in their party. They said that that would be enough to organize an uprising in this country.
Obviously, history doesn't repeat itself in exactly the same way. But if we did have those 30,000 comrades, a 30-fold growth of that would bring us quite close to 1 million. And the point is, we would have, with a force like that, you can win the support of many millions more. Now, I'm not going to get into the weeds about how exactly a transfer of power could take place, but...
And they also talked about how they want to see the communist red flag waving above the White House of our country.
This is the end of capitalism right here. We're going to have a lot of red flags, too. Big ones. I'm mostly excited for the one that's going to go on top of the One World Trade Center. But I think the White House is going to look pretty epic as well, a red flag over the White House.
Now, maybe perhaps they're entertaining a fantasy. Maybe perhaps these people have no way of achieving what they want to achieve. Maybe it's far-fetched, but if we dismiss them, if we continue to ignore them, if we continue to think that they're never going to achieve this aim, they're never going to act on it, maybe that's where we're wrong. Maybe that's the mistake that we're making here in this country. And maybe that's the reason the nation that we have, the nation of freedom for all, the great republic that we live in, maybe that's the reason it's slipping between our fingers. We're losing grip of our country. We're losing grip of our government. And thanks to Trump running for office, we have a chance again. But even if Trump wins the election, and I do believe he's going to win, it still doesn't fix the fact that these communists want a full-fledged revolution in this country, a communist revolution, in particular, a Bolshevik revolution. To those who may not know, the Bolshevik revolution that occurred in Russia led to something that was titled as the Red Terror, where those who opposed their uprising were slaughtered. Countless lives were taken in the hands of Bolshevik communists who decided to organize an uprising in Russia. And these communists, in this video, you can hear it yourself, you can watch it yourself, you will hear them say, these communists that believe in communism, they want violence in our country. If what they want is to imitate what happened during the George Floyd riots, where lives were lost, they want violence. This is how they envision their uprising taking place. And it's absolutely insane. Patriots of this country have to come together. Patriots of this country have to unite, and they have to exercise their rights to expose what it is that they're doing. Not only expose, but educate others and let them know the true terror of communism and what it really means to those who want to live in a free society. Patriots of our nation, it's about time we speak out. It's about time we do something about this and say something about it. And all I'm encouraging people to do is to exercise their constitutional rights to do something about it. I'm not advocating for any type of violence. I'm not advocating for anything that's going to lead to somebody getting hurt. I'm not advocating for anything that's going to lead to an American losing their life. No, that's the communists. All I'm advocating for is that we no longer remain silent about the Communist Party, about the communist ranks in our country. These communists are getting pretty smart about how they're approaching their aim to take over this country. And although they've been working for a long time to achieve this aim, it is a fact that they have been infiltrating leftist organizations, even moderately leftist organizations, to push them further to the left. They get into a position of influence and then influence the people below them, the people of those organizations, to get more radicalized. They are radicalizing this country. They are radicalizing people who feel disenfranchised in our country, in our nation, who claim that America, the free nation we live in, where everyone has the right to live the life that they want to live, they claim that that country is oppressing them. As idiotic as they may sound, as stupid as it may be, they truly feel this. They truly believe this. And it's because of their belief that they're going to muster up the willpower to organize an uprising in this country. And like I said, it's not that I think they're going to achieve it. I don't believe so. What I fear is that when they do decide to act on this impulse to rise up and take over, or attempt to take over this country, it's going to lead to so many lives lost. Make no mistake about it, like I said, they fully intend to launch a communist revolution in this nation. And they're already working right under our noses, in the shadows of American politics. They're already working to achieve this aim. Yet, their platform and everything that they want to achieve, their program as they call it, the Socialist Bill of Rights that they have stated they want to enforce in this country, it can all be found on their website. I know for sure you can put into the URL socialistrevolution.org and it's going to take you to that same page. And you're going to see for yourself what it is that they want to do in this country. Now, the video that I watched was on YouTube. And that's what led me to all this information. And like I said, I don't believe they're going to achieve this. They're delusional. But what I fear is that they act on their urge to organize an uprising here in this country. And when a collective few are crazy enough to attempt to do something so outrageous, that can lead to violence, that can lead to the losses of many American lives, and what they truly want to do is paint the roads of this nation red with the blood of innocent American lives. And they're willing to do it simply to achieve what they believe is a greater way of life, the communist way of life. They are a threat to our republic. They are a threat to the lives of Americans in this country. They are a threat to our liberties. I truly believe that they have joined the Democratic Party in an attempt to radicalize the party. I do believe this because if you look at what's going on across the nation, if you take a look at what's going on in New York, there are organizations that are in allegiance with the Communist Party, and they're not ashamed about it. These people are normalizing communism, and they're making it to where it's very convincing for those who are tired of a broken economy, of a broken country. They're making it to where they see communism as a solution. And the truth is, we do live in a broken republic. The borders are open. The economy is overweighed by regulations. The wages that we have today could be higher and they're not. We experience inflation like crazy. We have corporate profiteers who buy politicians and attempt to create situations in our nation where that make their pockets fat, while it leaves us US citizens struggling for scraps. All of this is very real, but the solution is not communism. The solution is not more government. The solution is not socialism. And the solution is definitely not an uprising in this country, a revolution of some sort. It's not. That's the problem. The real solution are the patriots of this nation to come together so that way we can reestablish the American way of life. And what's that way of life? What is the American way of life? The American way of life is freedom. Our right to live the life that we want to live, no matter what anybody tells us. We have the right to live the life we want to live, so long as we don't impede on someone else's right to do so. That's the American way of life. Capitalism is the American way of life. Free enterprise is the American way of life. Opportunity for all. That's the American way of life. You can choose to live whatever life you want to live in this nation, in this beloved country. And that's the beauty of it. It's the American way of life. And we need to go back to that. We need to preserve it. We need to defend it. Because we have radical leftists who want more open borders, who want more government control over our economy, who want to tell us what to think, what to say, and what to do. And that's exactly what we're seeing here today. And that is exactly what communism is. So if you guys don't believe me, you guys can look up the video. I'm going to post here the title of it, as well as an article that's going to kind of go into depth about it. And also another article that goes into depth about the radicalization of the Democrat Party. If you guys want to learn more about it, just let me know. I can post the links or something on the comments. But something's got to change. Something's got to change in this country. And the only way that it's going to happen is if good men, patriots, lovers of freedom, those who love the Constitution, those who love free enterprise in this nation come together and say that enough is enough and exercise our rights to expose the communists, the radical leftists of this nation who want to plunge this country into destruction. We have to put an end to it. And the only way we can do that is by exercising our rights, by sharing, spreading the word, by letting others know, others who probably don't know any better. I'm not saying they're dumb. They're definitely smart. Americans are smart enough to open their eyes, but with so much misinformation, with so much fake news, with so many lies and manipulation in this country, it's no wonder so many are falling away from the truth. It's no longer so many are falling away from America, from our great republic, from our Constitution. It's no longer so many are willing to give up their liberties, thinking that that's the solution to what we're facing today, because they want peace, because they want what they would consider a better life. But like I said, more government is not the answer. More government is the problem. If you guys agree, go ahead and share this with people who you think need to hear it. If you guys agree, go ahead and let others know. Read what we're putting together. We have a website. We're putting all this information together so that way you guys can read it. So that way you guys don't have to go and look it up, but I would encourage you to look it up yourself. I'm never going to discourage that. Look it up yourself. Thank you.